Hello, nice to meet you guys. My name is Danielle and welcome to my YouTube channel. So a little bit about me before we get into this video. As you might know, my name is Daniela and I'm also the owner of Amar Viola, which is a space that I created so that people that are interested in self-development, astrology and spirituality can connect. And I also sell celestial aesthetic clothes and accessories. So if you are interested, I will be linking that down in the description box. So I'm just going to start talking about how you can find your own potential so you can be your best self. So the first thing that you need to ask yourself is what exactly is holding you back? Because sometimes we go and live our life living on autopilot, not really questioning things. And it's important to do an audit of your life on what is holding you back, because otherwise without awareness you cannot progress. And after doing that, I highly recommend journaling, because journaling is giving your subconscious a voice and you are able to see things in text that otherwise you would have never understood. From our day-to-day life, we are so busy going from one thing to the next that we're never really taking time to tune in, connect with ourselves, and check in with what might be overwhelming us, with what might be a burden, or what we need to let go of. So it is very important to first and foremost do an audit. What's overwhelming me? What's challenging me? What's holding me back? So after analyzing what is holding you back, now the step after is, what can I change this into? Is this a mindset? Is this a person? Am I giving control to some other situation outside of me? So after analyzing what it is holding you back, maybe it is a fear, maybe you have anxiety, maybe you have self-doubt. You really need to get to the bottom of what is causing this. And the way that you can get to the bottom of this is that when you are journaling, you question the why. Because yes, you might have a fear, but what is causing that fear? You need to go a step back. And for example, you might be afraid because you are afraid people are going to make fun of you if you put yourself out there. And when you see that in handwritten, you might ask yourself, okay, what can I do about this? Am I giving too much control to other people, to what they think about me? Am I allowing that to interfere with how I should live in my best damn life? If you're feeling that you're not living to your highest potential, you need to realize that your potential is connected to your self-worth. So if your self-worth is low, then your potential is going to suffer. So before you go and live this life that you want to create, that is exactly what you want and is exactly what you need to first see how can you help your self-worth become bigger and stronger. Because oftentimes you've probably felt let down by other people, you've probably felt down by your expectations in others, or some people have made fun of you, or they told you mean things and that has taken a toll on your self-worth, or people told you you cannot do things and they have limited you. And this could be anyone from friends to parents. So now it is a matter of creating that inner voice that's going to better suit you and is going to guide you towards believing in yourself more, so that you can actually achieve the things that you want in your life. So in order to build your self-worth, the first thing that you need to tackle it is from the mindset. And after seeing what has caused the lack of self-worth, maybe other people have talked things into you to make you think that you're not worthy. With that knowledge, now how can you build it? And you will build that in a way that is very personal to you, because I don't think there's a solution for one size fits all. Everyone has their own journey, everyone has their own path, and everyone will find things that worked for them and things that hasn't. So now it is up to you to find things that make you feel worthy of. And Journaling is a big part of it, meditating is a big part of it, getting to the root cause is a big part of it, and as well as filling your own tank. Because when you fill your own tank, you're doing things that make you feel good. The more that you feel good, the more that you feel worthy. The more that you feel worthy, the more you can live in your potential, and you are already living the best way that you absolutely can right now. So this is not about bashing where you are right now. If anything, is to be very compassionate with where you are anytime in your life. No matter the struggle, no matter the challenges, you are always where you need to be, because every challenge is actually teaching us something. And once you see it that way, then you choose this challenge to become a lesson for you. So all the lessons that might have happened in your life, all the struggles, all the insecurities, all the breakdowns, okay, they happened, but what did they teach you? Because now you can use that as well to build your self-worth. If someone made you feel bad and you promise to yourself that you will never settle down for a person that has treated you in a certain way, that is still building your self-worth despite it being crushed down before. It's also important to know that your capability and your potential, like I said, it's already there. It's just a matter of you attuning to it, allowing it, and most importantly, be open to receiving, because that is also feminine energy. But I will not get into that for now. That is for another video as well. Another thing that I suggest that works very well is sometimes you need to look at yourself from a third person point of view. Like, for example, if I look at a past version of me, for example, 15-year-old me, that was living a completely different life, feeling completely different emotions, and I would acknowledge that part of me and look at her and be like, listen, she was doing the best she can with what she had at the time, so it is simply cannot be that she was doing something wrong. And that is you being compassionate with the older version inside of you. And with that being said, you also need to create this, or visualize rather, this version of you that is afraid. Because we have different facets to us, and I'll get on that as well, the ego, the higher self. What does that even mean, right? And what I want to say is, you need to visualize that this part of you, all in her fears, like imagine that there's this version of you, it's all shadowy black, and the black represents these fears that reside inside of you. And this can be done in meditative state as well. And if you don't know how to meditate, I will also go into that. No matter what, even if you have ADHD, you can still meditate. I'm here to debunk that. There are ways how you can do it. It's just a matter of practice. And I also have ADHD, so it's no excuse, I'm sorry. And you can learn how to do it. And actually, the more you do it, the more you will find calmness in your mind. So that is a great tool. And with the visualization, with the interpretation of seeing this version of you that's feeling fearful, you allow it to communicate with you what it is feeling, what's making her afraid or him afraid. And with that, you can sit with it, because everyone wants to learn, like, how do we process emotions? You sit with them, even as hard as they might be, even as icky they might be, even if as difficult they might feel. We all want to push and shove everything under the carpet, but it's not our fault. That's what we've been taught. So in order to do that, it's like really going out of your comfort zone to process something inside of you, even fear, because it's a part of the journey towards going for your potential. And it's really acknowledging that this part of you resides in you. It is showing you something. It is talking from a trauma, talking from something that has happened that now manifests itself as fear. And what it is trying to show you, only that you can conquer any fear. And the more you do that, the more you practice doing that, that is how you're also tuning into your potential because you're not operating from fear anymore. You're operating from a sense that is aware, and despite the fears, you are doing it anyway. The thing about this as well is you need to be compassionate with this version of you that's feeling fear, and most importantly, you also need to healthily release that. Meaning, you might need to purge some emotions, you might need to cry. And I say this to everyone that I've done readings for, and it is crying is the physical expression of emotions being released, because I really want to destigmatize crying. Like, why have we grown up generation after generation telling us to stop and shut up and not cry, when actually we needed that to soothe our nervous system in order to purge an emotion and in order to heal whatever emotion we might be feeling? So the fear needs a space to be, the fear needs a space to exist, the fear needs a space to be heard. And once you acknowledge that, that is how you can safely release it as well. So I'm not just saying the theory, I'm also explaining the practice of how you can implement this so you feel better towards any stuck emotions that might be still residing inside of you. When releasing this version of you, it is still equally important to also acknowledge that the challenges that you have survived were also there as lessons. So now you're becoming stronger and stronger. You don't get stronger from nothing. So once you see that, it will help you with your outlook on life, and it will help you overcome things, because now you're operating from, okay, what is this showing me? Clearly this is something that needs to happen for me to become even better, even stronger. Nothing comes out of nothing. So I can vouch for that. All the things that have happened in my life, yes, they were difficult, but I used them to become my strength. So I invite you to do the same. And it might not be easy at first, and that is because there's the ego that its job is to protect you. And the ego is also based on your default program that has been constructed from ages 0 to 7. So when you were growing up, you have processed your environment, you have absorbed your environment, and then you have used that as a way of your default program. So going forward, you would operate with that basis. But now you're going to realize that in your adult life, it's not going to serve you anymore. And when you are used to operating a certain way, when you are used to doing things a certain way, when you are used to thinking a certain way, it might not be easy at first. Also, there's this thing where imagine that in your brain you have snow, and each time you make a thought, it creates a path in the snow. And when you repeat this thought, this path keeps getting bigger and bigger. And that is a metaphor for the neurological pathways that you are creating in your mind. So when you're thinking something multiple times, it is creating a bigger and bigger gap, a bigger road, you know? So when you are now creating new thoughts that you want to create that are going to help you feel better, it is obviously that you've been used to going down a certain path. So that's why you need to be aware. And the moment comes from when before you start going down that road, you need to catch yourself and realize that if I'm going to think certain things that are negative and that are going to make me feel bad, is it worth going down that path again? You need to start learning how to catch yourself before you even go down that path. Also, I'm here to talk about healthy coping mechanisms, because growing up, we were taught that when you have a problem, when you have issues, when life throws you challenges, the way to deal with it is smoking, drinking, getting effed, okay? We have never seen healthy ways of dealing with difficult things. If anything, we've just been shown self-destruction and self-sabotage, and that is not the way how to feel good. These mechanisms are there to soothe the fears, to soothe the doubts, to soothe the traumas, and It's not the right way. There are healthier coping mechanisms to these problems, such as grounding, meditation, journaling, and I will talk all about that. And no matter where you're coming from, no matter what you're dealing with, no matter if you're neurodivergent, I promise you that there is a way for you to still be able to achieve this without going insane, because your mind is overactive all the friggin' time. It's not your fault. It's because we live in an environment where it's constantly stimulating us with all the internet, all the social media, all the news, all the chaos. So of course you're going to be in a state of chaos because you're always tuning out to everything external inside of you, what's happening in the world, and it is frigging chaotic on purpose to make you feel chaotic. And you never get then the chance to tune in and see what you need, what you want, how to ground yourself, how to calm yourself, and how to feel more centered. We are not taught that at all. They don't want us that way. They want us to feel sluggish, depressed, on our phones like this, stealing our attention from what's really important. But you can really get out of this matrix. You can really take a step back and see what's good for you and what can you do so that you are not sucked into this negativity, and instead you tune in and you find your own inner peace, your own inner quiet, which I promise you, it is there. Forget the ADHD, forget whatever you have. It is the act of being mindful that is going to help you gain that strength. It is the act of creating mindfulness, prioritizing being centered, that's going to get you that inner strength. It is not doing what society wants you to do, jump from the next thing to the other, always thinking there's this ladder that you need to go on so that you achieve more and more. It is all about the tuning in and what you can do for yourself so that you become stronger and stronger mentally, physically, and spiritually. So with that being said, if you're liking this video so far, please like and subscribe. I would really love to see this community grow, where we are all people sharing our stories, how we overcome them, and how we become better and better version of ourselves that's always residing there. I want to see everyone flourish, everyone tune into themselves, because that is why I'm doing this YouTube channel after all. I can promise you that after you do the inner work, after you overcome the tough challenges of looking at yourself in the mirror and really facing yourself, I promise you that behind all that spectrum of the depression that you might have felt or that you are still feeling now, on the other side of that darkness resides a lot of lightness in your being, and it is achievable because I've been through it all. I've been in the dark, I've built myself a ladder out of there, and I'm shining with my own inner light, and I am here to help you achieve that for yourself as well. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about how you can become the limitless you so that you can live to your fullest potential.